development that has heightened public interest and speculation over the fate of the reforms. And replying a question after the session, avoid all the things that could take. And there's also a story on the Daily Trust still on health. Hospital bill worse than cancer. That's according to a patient. hitman was exonerated because he took orders from his boss. So why should Emefiele answer for what he was commanded or ordered to do by the president? I'm just saying, mate. And a headline we've already had, but with more details now, is genocide. U.S. Congress panel holds hearing on religious freedom, raise concerns over Nigeria. On the Sun newspaper, no more vagabonds in PDP. That's PDP. Okay.
All right, a couple of stories making around. So I think the president has said that Adams Oshiomhole, and he said it was AI about him robbing the leg of a certain lady in the private jets. And when I saw that video, I just said, this is everything wrong with Nigeria. This is an Adams Oshiomhole that Nigeria had been too good to him. He started off as a textile worker. He grew up the ranks. He did well to himself. For himself, he became a labor leader. From being a labor leader, he became a governor. From being a governor, now he's a senator. Stories like Adams Oshiomhole are stories that we would like to even call the Nigerian story, because it is only in Nigeria that people can be so blessed and graced like Adams Oshiomhole, that he came out of nothing and today is a sought after today. So anyway, the same Adams Oshiomhole that used to protest for the poor before, now because he has joined them on the other side of politics, he said food is too cheap. I'm also sure that the private jet at which he's flying is very cheap. And the leg that is robbing, in the private jet, I'm sure the food they are serving in the private jet is very cheap. I'm sure the private jet is also cheap compared to normal commercial travel. So how won't you say that food is very cheap? And anyway, for him to be able to say that is AI, is this and all of that, I mean, we will wait and see now. We'll wait and see. Well, these days, even when you say it's AI, people are so quick to bring out the truth. Remember the case of Mr. Jimobi, when I heard said it's AI. So we'll wait and see. All we just keep calling for is a lot better has to be done for the country. And people like Oshiomhole should not even have the effrontery to come out and say food is so cheap in this country. I brought this story up yesterday, and I'm also going to bring this story again. Tony Falano is saying that expired tear gas canisters were used by police operatives. All right. During the last week's protest against illegal demolition and forced evictions in Makoko waterfront area of Lagos, he said this as he explained the demolition of the structures in Makoko, and that aimed at protecting life, potentially bringing disaster to the area. Similarly, he said this as the government, beg your pardon, explained that demolition of structures in Makoko was aimed at protecting life. A lot of people are going to argue against that because even the setback that the government had given before, people had met the setback, but the government still went ahead to demolish property. The argument of the people is that the government wants to sell it up to more well-off people, and the government does not care. Mr. Falana spoke at Lagos State University Teaching Hospital during a visit. One of the protesters described the police action as unconstitutional and dangerous. And he said the rights activist was briefed on the condition of Mrs. Kafayat Muftauddin, one of the injured protesters, by burns and plastic nurse, Mr. Adediji Hassan. He said the person sustained a severe leg injury, which is a very sad one. Like I said before, a protest should not have degenerated into something like this in the first place. It is absolutely very bad. It is abhorrent. It is something we should not even look at all. It is very sad, very sad. There's another story making the rounds as regards students of optometry and Department of Medicine, that somebody sent me the message that after they had started school, then they said they only have few accreditations, that they can't take all of them. And the parents is crying that Nigeria has happened to them. Anyway, we've amplified that case. We're also going to say it out here on this platform so that all that are concerned should be able to do something about it. And it's a very sad indication, for our country. How a school is going to accept people, then after that, after accepting people, then they said they didn't have quota. You get to be able to meet the needs of these people, and then you say they should go and find their faith. It's a very sad one. FCT has assured residents that anti-venom supplies remain fully stockpiled and accessible across FCT-owned hospitals. The disclosure came as a result of the mounting pressure over the death of Ifunanya Nwangene at FMC. A death sparked a wave of allegations of negligence. The question is, Dr. Fasha, we're highlighting that FCT has invested in emergency infrastructure, including deployment of 12 new ambulances and everything. That's not what we are talking about. We are saying, was there anti-venom enough to be able to save this woman's life? Some accounts said that when they asked for a particular drug, they had given the drug, but they didn't have enough of the drug to be able to save the woman's life. And the person just died. So do we have enough anti-venom in the hospitals? I think that's the question we should ask them. And if they can't answer the question, then it's a sad one on them. The joke is on them. Please, let's stop playing with the lives of the people now. It is so sad all that happens already because of the inefficiencies. And we are talking about not having anti-venom. We are hearing that some people are spending 34 billion on foreign travels. Diezani spent $140,000 on luxury furniture in a single day. British prosecutors are telling courts. Anyway, this case is still on, so we are still going to see how they are going to rule. But they said Diezani spent $140,000 pounds sterling on luxury furniture and decorative art in a single day. She's currently facing trial alongside Olatimbo Ayinde, Donya Gama, and abroad on a 5-count charge burden of accepting bribes, and they pleaded not guilty. The British prosecutors tendered evidence on how the former minister engaged in extravagant spending at an antique store in London. He told the court that the ex-minister spent $140,000 on a single high-end commission, bespoke lighting and decorative arts, allegedly paid through intermediaries. This is really exciting times for Nigeria. Like we're talking about the Epstein Gate, we should be talking about this Diezani Gate. And you see, that's what happens in this country. Well, the wealth of the people are just being funneled away like no man's business. It's a very sad indication that for Nigeria to be better, we must keep speaking. We must keep speaking. Gambari, former chief of staff, is saying that Buhari was troubled by an inability to solve insecurity before leaving office. But that's his failure now. So why was he troubled? But he promised the people that he would be able to solve insecurity now. But he couldn't solve insecurity. It just shows that all of these politicians, they just promised for their own benefits. Was able to was not able to solve insecurity, felt troubled. But insecurity persisted. Insecurity persisted. When Sunday Ubuhu and people were shouting about insecurity, people like Nnamdi Kanu, what did they do about it? Yeah, Gambari saying he was sad he couldn't stop insecurity, but Sunday Ubuhu was almost killed because he was protesting against the massive level of insecurity in Oyo State. So, anyway, what do you expect Gangari to say? I mean, Gambari will be able to toot the horn and praise his benefactor Buhari that gave him a chance at political power after so many years, at government office after so many years. So what do you expect? President Tinubu is also directing MDAs to rely on existing electricity sector laws to clearly define how power subsidy cost and shared among the federal, state, and local government in 2026. Tanimu Yakubu, DG, Budget Office, announced the directive in a keynote address at the opening of training program for MDAs in 2026. He said the president wants electricity costs to be explicit, practical, and transparent. One is that any level of government should carry hidden or unpaid obligations. The subsidy cost must be explicit and tracked and funded so that people can truly know what is going on. So we'll see how all of this conversation pan out in the coming days. You see, that's why people should be careful in this life. Malami and his son have been charged, for terrorism charges. This was the same Malami that, as Attorney General under his watch, Nnamdi Kanu was picked up in extraordinary rendition. This was the same Malami that supported the atrocities of the last government. This was the same Malami that harassed people like Sunday Ubuhu. The same Malami is now being picked up for terrorist-related offenses. It just shows that nothing lasts forever. Despite that, he's also going through charges of corruption. Battle at a point in time like this, to a large extent, Wike has been able to pull everything to himself. So it's going to be a miracle if she can get out of the fight. And she is saying, no, before he was with them, now it's repentance. Anyway, what Sheyi Makinde is just dealing with is the consequence of his actions. When he decided to go against his party, he did not know he will suffer it. Now he's suffering it. In Sokoto State, the question is this going to be a pretext now to be able to keep Tambawa busy with an EFCC case? Is it because they are in ADC, or is it because we are fighting corruption? I mean, these are interesting tales in Nigeria. Like they say in Nigeria, we're not in no finish. But we'll see how it pans out in the coming days. Security. And the fact that a lot is happening, security. And the fact that a lot is happening, so this attack was a very brazen one. As it was said that people's livelihoods was disrupted in Kaima. Security was so brazen. It was said that palaces were burned, people were hurt. 10 people
affected, feared dead. The attackers, according to locals, started around 6 p.m. and they said the bandits further set ablaze the palace. The lawmaker representing Kaima appealed to Kwara and the federal government to extend security to the area. Another very sad incident of insecurity. So this back and forth that is going on as regards the elect of Lagos. Prince Abiola Ojakusoko, Authority Master Plan, has said that the Oloja in conversation about the fact that and some family members have been back and forth about it. So that control.
Headlines. Let's begin with the Makoko demolition headline. A few days ago, or last week, there was a protest by the residents whose buildings had been demolished and all that. They protested. They went to the State House of Assembly, or the government house as it is, and then we got reports that they were tear gassed, and then some people sustained injuries. First of all, when the State Assembly said they didn't order the tear gas to be used on the protesters, and I'm sure the state government is also denying it. So the police went there. Who is it that can give an order in the case of a protest like that?
Well, the responsibility lies on the officer in charge, who has taken the officers and men to go and manage such protests in such an area.
Can he move on his own?
No, he cannot move on his own. He must have been directed by the Commissioner of Police to mobilize officers, men, and materials to the scene of the incident. And nobody will give him an instruction. The discretion is his. He has to assess the situation. If he feels that the thing is getting out of hand, he will use minimum force to disperse the crowd. And in scenarios like this, tear gas is like the last option. Maybe he would have been trying to manage them to just be, waving their flags of protest and granting interview to press. With that, that's a very peaceful protest. The police, they are human beings, they are not stupid. They are not senseless to begin to just tear gas people because they are dancing and shouting and, protesting. No policeman will do that. But where the thing gets out of hand is where some of those miscreants who are not even part of the thing, who want to cause confusion, those area boys, maybe some of them will live all the way from Agege, Songota, Yanepaja. Some will leave Lagos Island, Saleko, and so on and so forth, because they heard that something like this is happening. They want to go and look for who to collect his phone or rob and all that. They'll go and mix with the real Makoko distressed people and then begin to cause confusion. If you leave them, they'll start snatching bags of innocent, passers-by who are going about their lawful businesses. They'll snatch their phones. They'll start looting. They may even enter somebody's shop and begin to. So when you as an officer see a thing like that, and there is confusion now, some may even carry bottles, some may carry iron bar, some may carry sticks and wood. Then when you assess the situation, if you leave this thing, it will go out of hand, because the next one, they'll start burning vehicles, breaking people's windscreen and all that. You give an order to the boys. You go ahead and tear gas everywhere, disperse the entire crowd. Let them go back to their houses. When they are ready, they should know what to do. And what should they do? Maybe they would have come together as a community and nominate those who can express themselves, those who have their head working well, people with grey matter, to go and represent them. They'll go to the House of Assembly, have audience with either the Speaker or one of the officers of the committees in the House who will guide them on the appropriate committee of the House that will listen to them, maybe Committee on Public Complaints or something like that. They'll go there and present their case. Then it is now left for the committee to address them, respond to whatever concerns they have come with, and they know how to channel it to the Speaker of the House for further adjudication and pronouncements, and possibly through him they can also take a letter to the governor of the state to make such protest, to give them reasons why they should not be disorganized and their lives should not be thrown into chaos like that. And furthermore, I feel for them because I see them as the wretched of the earth. You that I'm talking to now will not want to go and live in Makoko or Kobaba. You won't want to go and live on top of Lagos Lagoon, fringes of Lagos Lagoon. Live your entire life there, eat there, sleep there, train your children there. It's because they don't have. I had expected the state government, let me use this opportunity to make one or two things clear. They should have treated these people as internally displaced persons, like we see all over the north. They would have looked for a space or a place where government have land, because Lagos state government is in control of all the lands in Lagos, including all the ones that houses are built on. They can revoke your certificate of occupancy. They have that power. They have lands that are undeveloped. They could have gotten a place, do shanties for them, and relocate all of them there. They don't need to pay for rent to stay in those places. Once they do for them, build conveniences, maybe build a school, temporary school for them, even get teachers for them. We have seen such things in Borno State. That is why tomorrow, Professor Zulum, the governor of Borno, I keep treating him as the best governor in Nigeria. Before I will think of Abia, Lexoti, and what he's doing in that place. Zulum, the way he has empowered the people who were internally displaced, gave them up to 500,000 per family, gave them houses, provided schools for them, free, light, health, cottage hospital, health center. I've been monitoring all these states and what their activities. I give Zulum. Lagos is richest in terms of IGR in the whole country. Why would they not think of the poor? That's the act of good governance. If he had done it, Okubaba people should have held him in very highest esteem. I feel for them. I don't stay there. I don't have a relation in that place. But from anytime I'm on Third Mainland Bridge and I look across the bridge on the right side, if you're heading to the island, I'll just be shaking my head. I'll be asking myself, do we not have a government? Any government that is altruistic, that is thinking of the people, should have thought in that direction. It does not matter the part of Lagos, even if it is one area in Ikorodu or one area in Epe. These are the extremes of the Lagos state, or one area in Badagry. That side is government land. Nobody will challenge them. They'll clear the place, build kind of what we call batter in quotes, movable structures, partition them with plywood and all that, and ask all those people, please go there and stay. Do similar for school, get teachers, push them there. They have children. Doesn't mean these children will not have any future. Where do you expect them to go to? You just disorganize people's life without planning an alternative for them. Let me leave it at this, unless you want to further discuss in that moment.
You've said it all, and the first thing I wanted to know is if the police can just take decisions without an order from either the governor or the House of Assembly to take an action against the people, maybe because it's a security thing or something. That's what I wanted to establish. But you've gone above and beyond, and I like it. Now,
yeah.
Okay, go
yes, as regards what you have just said, there is a process in managing protests. The process is such that police will not just on their own take off and go to the place to do that. There must have been a report, either verbally or in writing, from the government, either from the government house or from the House of Assembly, intimating them that they had news that so and so thing is going to happen. So in order to preempt anything getting out of hand, the police high command, headed by the Commissioner of Police, will now give an instruction to the Deputy Commissioner of Police Operations to arrange and be sure that he deploys some police officers there to observe what is going on and make sure that there is no breakdown of law and order.
Okay.
And that is where a very responsible commissioned officer, a senior officer, will be directed and delegated on behalf of the Commissioner of Police to go there and maintain peace and order, peace and tranquility, which I believe they are gone there to do. So like I earlier said, the police will not just go there and begin to use tear gas on people. It's only when things begin to get out of hand that the police can now use tear gas.
Yeah,
and I believe
that's established. That's established. It's just that when it happened, some people that we felt should have known about it, should have maybe given the command or given the report, as you're calling it. They denied that they didn't know anything about that. So that's what. But it's explained now. Now let's go to politics. PDP is still in crisis, more or less. Convention showdown. PDP governors resist Wike's block's move to dismantle committees. So now there are two factions: the Makinde faction, as we know it, and the Wike faction. Question is, we heard that the Supreme Court has ruled in favor of a particular faction of the PDP. Why are they still having two in PDP? Does it mean that PDP, like some people say, is already dead?
You see, I always say things the way I see them, and I don't believe in sentiment. I'm not a sentimental idealist, but a pragmatic realist. If you see a situation like this, it does not come in isolation. It comes by arrangement. So if you see confusion in the opposition party, it is very glaring that it is the ruling party at the center that will want the opposition to fail so that they will continue to hold to power. That's just a simple thing there. It's a simple analogy. So if you, whether you have Labour having three factions or PDP having two or three factions, the hand of the ruling party at the center would have been there. Even if it's not there, overtly or covertly, they must have been supporting it, and they will be very pleased and they'll be very happy if all other opposition parties are in confusion, in state of confusion. That's exactly what is happening. So if it happens that way, to the ruling party, it is a plus for them. To the opposition party, to be in disarray, it is even better for them too. So whichever way, the bottom line is that they want to continue to hold on to power at the center, and that's exactly what is playing out.
Okay. Today there's supposed to be U.S. Congress panel session on Nigeria regarding genocide accusations. So let me just ask you, what would you like to for that outcome to be? What would you like to be the outcome of that panel meeting? Witnesses will be called and all that, they will say that. But if you were to talk to the Congress today, what would you tell them that they need to do in Nigeria?
No, the truth of the matter is, you see, things like that are very complex and very, very complicated. It is such that it is not something that should be taken lightly, you know. So we need to open up and, you know, be frank about the whole thing, to the extent that the government should try as much as they can to be fair and respond to whichever concerns or areas that the U.S. Team coming will be shown will be shown whatever things they want to see. And the communities affected needs also to be exposed to the visiting team. It is not something that can be hidden. It is not something that we need to play politics about and pretend as if they have not happened or that such information does not exist. It is something that we need to be honest about and ensure that the truth is maintained and that it is exposed the way it is, such that there shouldn't be any pretenses, there shouldn't be any eye service, there shouldn't be any lip service because we are government officials and that we want to protect the image or the interest of the government. I think that should be the approach that should be used in order to get to the bottom or the root of this genocide related issues and matter. Therefore, it behoves on all peace-loving and honest Nigerians to come out and support this team that is coming from the US, to be sure that we, for once and all, obliterate this genocidal issue that is going on. And granted, that is the Christian sect that appears to be adversely affected. We have come to realize that even the Muslims are equally affected. You know, some mosques are attacked, especially like what we are seeing in Borno State. So you cannot say that it is only Christians that are victims of genocide. It now cuts across religion, and tribe and all that. So that's just the truth of the matter. So it will be absolutely imperative and appropriate for the team to see the entire scenario the way it is.
Okay,
that's the only way we can have a way forward to it.
Okay, this Congress panel may not be holding in Nigeria, but I'd like you to assess the response of the federal government so far towards solving this issue, especially as it relates to the help that was offered by America. You know, America came on their own. It was not really an invitation of Nigeria, no matter how they would want us to believe. And they came and did what they did. Okay, the insecurity has not stopped. And our government has not been seen to engage with the U.S. as much as a lot of people would like it. But they went to a country which seems to be like not in very good terms with the U.S. to discuss in detail about this insecurity. I'm talking about Turkey, where our president said that he went there and he discussed business and security with them. So assessing all this, seeing the reaction or the action of the federal government, how would you say they have behaved so far? Do you think they took the right step or the wrong step?
You know, in politics, there is a lot of interest that all the sides will want or wish to do a particular path that will be favorable and that will not have an adverse effect on them politically. So, having said that, you now find out that that is exactly what would actually, you know, especially as 2027 election is coming by, all efforts will be made by various interest groups and political parties to make sure that at the end of the day, there will not be losers in any way. So all hands will obviously be on deck, and all efforts by both the ruling parties and the opposition to ensure that they make their mark at the polls, especially for 2027 general election. So that is part of what obviously will be affecting the decision or the position of the government, whether it is on security or otherwise. So that is exactly what is actually the position, and it goes a long way to affect the position of the government vis-a-vis the action of some of those foreign interests in getting security done that's done appropriately in Nigeria. And let me even draw our attention to one thing: that US came once and did what they have done does not mean that they will come again. Whether you are dealing with Russia or relating with Turkey.
How would you say, what would you say about the level of engagement of Nigeria with the US that has already shown interest that they want to fight the corruption, the insecurity?
Well, you see, whatever the US is doing with the Nigerian government, it is a coded thing. They cannot come in the open and begin to tell us that the federal government is really this way or that way with the US vis-a-vis the security issue. So what I believe would have happened or is happening is that the federal government may have behind the scene working with whoever will come and give us succor, whoever will come and provide us with.
A lot of people will not believe that they are working with the US, because there's also a report that they paid $9 billion to a firm in the US to convince the United States Congress that there's no genocide in Nigeria. So how would you even say that there is any level of engagement with the US that is positive enough that will make them come to Nigeria?
No, you see, there are two things to it. Number one is genocide. Number two is insecurity. The federal government cannot sit by and begin to clap for insecurity to be in the country's landscape. No responsible government will ever do that. So it behoves on the government to be sure that even if it is the devil that you will engage to succeed in stemming off insecurity, you go ahead and do that. But that is one side. Then the issue of genocide is viewed on two sides. Political. Some want to please their faith and followers by telling them that, look, this action is being taken or directed against us. That why would they be calling us as the people who are leading? But it's obvious. Can you say that Boko Haram is being, or ISWAP is being led by people from southwest of Nigeria? The answer is capital no. And you cannot say that any member of the Boko Haram is from any part of southwest. The same applies to the southeast or south-south. You can't say that they are there. So you now find out that the DH or ISWAP are populated by extremists. Even to an extent, I will tell you, they surely would have been, they would have been even non-Nigerians who are maybe from Chad, from Libya. They are like mercenaries. Some will be from even Niger and Burkina Faso and so on, and Mali and so on and so forth. These are dissidents, and extremists. So we cannot say that, and everybody will want to protect his own interests. The northern Nigeria that you and I know, the vast majority of them will always want to defend their people and say, no, They are not part of this thing. That the people doing this are just outsiders. But you come to find out, how can you say it's outsiders? How does the outsider knows or know all the corners of the Nigerian nation, especially in that north? Because when invaders come, they will have to settle in a particular place, maybe forest. But how did they know where to stay that is safe for them? And you see, there's a lot of collaboration or collusion playing out, because we have recently heard of a grandmother who is in her mid-60s, how helping with intelligence, logistics, and a lot of support for the ISWAP, and somewhere in Borno there's somewhere in Medugri. So you see, this whole thing is a bit complex and complicated. That's just my take to it. So you don't come out flatly and say no, they are against America. They are playing politics of protecting faith and followership. That's the politics they are playing, taking cognizance of the coming 2027 election so that they don't lose votes totally in that area. But at the same time that you're talking of faith and followership, we should think of security of the larger interests, which are Nigerians. What does it pay us if you go to the whole of North Central? Most of the agrarian places or zones, for fear of insecurity, where a village or community is being wiped out overnight without a notice, and then you come and tell us you cannot trace the invaders. How did they get there? It boils down to the same thing I told you about collusion and collaboration with some of our fellow Nigerians, who are not lovers of peace anyway, who will use one dice or the other to continue to give support to these miscreants.
All right. Well, this is how much we can go. I just hope that 2026 will be a more peaceful year, at least before we get to the middle of the year, and subsequently we'll find peace before 2027, because election years are always years that are very volatile. We cannot add that election volatility to what is already existing now. So I pray for peace, and I hope that every Nigerian will be secure enough to enjoy their life. Thank you very much, CP, for your time this morning.
Thank you for always tolerating and accommodating me.
Thank you. Let us be serious for once in this country. Where was Lagos Assembly when Makoko House were being demolished? Why not stop the demolition from day one? Now that people have died, houses demolished. To me, the Lagos Assembly statement of stopping the demolition is coming too late. Benjamin from Shogunle. Hello, good morning. Good morning.
How are you this morning?
I'm fine. I hope you are too.
Yeah, you are doing a good job.
Thank you very much. What's your name?
This is Vega from Pestac.
All right. Go ahead.
You see, let me just start from one of the comments that this morning, CP6, talking about that security, that the issue you raised concerning the U.S. listing this today, the immigration, U.S. committee. He was talking about the normal administration's slogan that is not only Christians. If I may ask, that have been massacred or humiliated or killed, if I may ask him, what is the ratio of Christians and Muslims that have been attacked over the last few years of this administration, or 2-3 years? Because we're talking about Borno State. How many reports are we getting from that Borno that Muslims are attacked? The area of position is Christian-dominated areas. Benue, Plateau, Nasarawa, and thousands upon thousands have been massacred. So this narration of storing the land of, that is what some people might even be saying, maybe at times you will be talking as if defending the government of the day. These narratives are not, they are indefensible. That's the truth. Christians are the target. How many Muslims, how many mosques in the last 2 years have been destroyed? So that is very. For me, I am talking this, even the letter, this in the National Assembly is talking about today, amendment. Nigerians should wake up. Nothing good will come out of that National Assembly. All of them are beneficiaries of this fraud, this Mahmoud Yakubu fraud. They cannot give you a good electoral. Let Nigerians, there was one man, somebody from Kano, that was talking to Esther yesterday. Said those things happening in Lagos cannot repeat in Kano, cannot happen in Kano. That people will come out and let Nigerians take their destiny into their own hands. Enough of this. People are dying on daily basis. Hunger, frustration, killings by maybe bandits or whatever name they call them. It's high time. Let us face. These people are not more than 2 million. These are our oppressors. These are our wicked politicians, wicked leaders. We need to face them squarely in 2027. This country does not belong to them. It does not belong to the few of them. It belongs to all of us. If this were the way that Zeke, I wouldn't know what we were doing, these people would not have met this country to come and siphon the resources. So Nigerians should wake up by every means, either by grabbing or snatching or fight or whatever, or voting and defending their votes and take back our country that has been hijacked. Thank you. Have a blessed day.
You too. Thank you. Hello. Good morning. Hello. Okay. You couldn't hear us, maybe. The Akpabios-led Senate must be pressured by Nigerians to pass the amended Electoral Act ASAP. Every Nigerian must speak against the shenanigans of the Senate. Franco Nero is writing in from the USA. This message says it's from Tunde Karim from Ijani King Yamgul and VOP crew and good Nigerians. Good morning to us all. Since on Monday, I have listened to 2-3 Yorubas who claim VOP has been turned Igbo station. Please don't allow all these side talks and comments to weigh you down. I keep asking myself, what offense have the Igbos committed to earn this acrimonious hate from Hausas and Yorubas? The last time I checked, I was in secondary school when Alex Ekweme was VP. They don't understand Yoruba to contribute in the Yoruba section. The English section is where they can express and convey their feelings to the whole wide world. And here we are chasing, castigating them, and we claim to be the one Nigeria. I still ask, will the Igbos become president? They are the ones who developed almost all the swampy lands in Lagos. You like their money? I don't get it. Our worries have sold all Ojo for greed and for money. The other day, Sanwo-Olu entered federal government-controlled territory, trade fair, and destroyed structures. Anyway, that's what he's known for at Oworo Agbado. They resell the land as claimed by their victims. My heart goes out to the families who lost their 3-month-old baby in the process of impudently breaking houses in Makoko. I empathize with them. Posterity and nemesis will talk. No infrastructure, no light, etc. All we hear is somebody is working amid senseless kidnapping, killings, 3 days on the road traveling to Delta, trillions missing in NNPC, bribing judges with houses and cars, corrupt public office holders not prosecuted or let alone executed if guilty, using tax proceeds to buy houses in Lagos and Abuja, impunity in federal government, state government, local government. ICPC is yet to action May 25 petition against one past Badagry local government chairman who peculated billions, but sentencing to death common bread loaf thief, defenders against killer headsmen, whilst politicians robbing us out of our resources work free in our streets with arms akimbo. Okay. All right. Almighty God, reach out from your holy mountain and look at us. Okay. All right. Thank you, Tunde Karim from Ijanikin, for your message. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, my brother Yamgo.
Good morning to you.
This is Nelson Iko Awaji.
Nelson Iko Awaji, go ahead.
Yeah, calling from Amuwa Dauphin.
Go on.
Now, on a quick one, let me try. Talking about Malami, whether it is winch hunting or not winch hunting, what Malami is being accused of, did he really carry out those things? That is, number one, is he free from all those allegations? If he's not free from those allegations, he should go in for it. And then, if another administration comes in after this Bola Ahmed Tinubu, he should also go in. I mean, those ones should accuse whosoever that that this government is being pampered, that this government is not running after because they are part of the government. That is number one. Then on the Christian genocide, I want to say so many people have. I'm talking on common sense. I'm not talking on based on whether intellectual analysis or not. It's just simple analysis by my own common sense. We have insecurity in Nigeria, and this insecurity affects both Christians and Muslims. And this insecurity is basically based on the natural resources in the north, which some of the elders or some of the political elites in that area are after. And by using insecurity, it makes it easier for them to continue. Then on the Christian genocide, please remember that this is what makes Malami to go against what do they call him? Nnamdi Kanu. I am not saying that maybe Nnamdi Kanu does not make some inflammatory statements. No. But this man has said this. I am not an Igbo man. But this man has hinted Nigeria concerning this killing or insecurity and concerning the Islamization of Nigeria. And that is the reason why Nnamdi Kanu is suffering. Is suffering today. If you want to say that for political reasons, some of the people that we are supposing to be talking, supporting Nnamdi, that is the political elite in the southeast. They don't want it because they feel Nnamdi is gaining popularity by the people there. Hello.
I'm with you, but
all right,
wrap it up.
All right, that is it. So what I'm trying to say, I am just cut off. What I'm just to say is that let Nigeria learn how to say the truth. A lot of people are ignorant. Accept what you don't know. Accept that you don't know. And what you know, stand by it and say the truth. And try to know it too by those that knows better than you. And will be able to move forward. But with all these things, like the names of people that we are giving, that we are sponsoring these things, what is the government doing with it? They know about it. Who brought insecurity? APC government through Buhari also brought insecurity. Those people that they used to collect power from them, they wanted to use to fight good luck in case he did not hand over power. What are they doing with them? They refuse to pay those people. They refuse to settle those people and let those people go. They leave them in Nigeria. And we are not talking about it. Every one of us, especially the southern people, they are doing as if they don't know anything, or as if they are afraid of the north. Is it the southerners that will keep Nigeria united? Nigeria to be united is both the south and the north. It's both for everybody. It is not for one side. One side people.
All right.
Please let us just be frank and let's say the truth. And it is only the truth that can set this country free. If we do not say the truth, or we are telling half truth, we are not going anywhere. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you very much. Okay, the truth can set you free. Good morning, Nyamgul. Look, as far as Boyerson is concerned, there won't be any fruitful report from the Senate to the Nigerian people on electoral reforms when almost all the governors have been bought over by APC. Traders are forced to receive 70K or forfeit their stalls. How will I now expect a miracle to come from the Senate full of APC members? Boyerson from Afro Media. Well, let's see what will happen before we can draw a conclusion. Shebina today they say they go do let's hear what is going to be. Let's see what is going to happen, and then we can draw our conclusions. But passing the bill is one thing. Passing the right bill is another thing, because what Nigerians want may not even be in that bill. So we are in a hurry for them to pass the bill. What if they pass it and we don't have the provisions that we all are calling for? So I would like to have a peek into the bill they intend to pass, and I would like to also lend my voice if I don't like what I find in there. Okay. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Yanjo.
Yes. Good morning to
Let me
you.
off my radio. Good morning.
Good morning.
This is Grandma from Ikeja, first time caller.
Oh, Grandma. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for calling. Go ahead.
All right. About this Nigeria problem, in fact, everybody is fed up right now. I've never seen something like this before. That in the whole state, there is nowhere. All the whole 36 states in Nigeria, they have one problem or the other. Most especially my state now, Edo State, you cannot move freely. Even for the past 5 years, I'm not traveling home because I don't know what will happen to me. You understand? In my 65 years now, going to 66 years, I've never seen something like this. Hardship, when you go out, you see somebody dressed up, you just come to you, mommy, please help me. I'm going so please. I've not eaten since yesterday. I just need something to eat. In fact, at times when I come across all this kind of a thing, it's like shedding tears. Say, what is all this? Where are we heading to? Where are we heading to? Nowhere is safe in Nigeria. They are just busy about 2027. That's all they're after right now. Not to keep Nigeria as one. In fact, I don't really know what to say. I'm just tired. I'm fed up. At times when I look at my grandchildren, I say, hey, God, these children, how are you people going to cope with all these things when we are gone? I don't know. I don't know yet. Wow. It's so sad. So sad. So sad.
It is.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Have a blessed day.
You too, Grandma.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay. Yeah, it really is sad. How will our children survive when we are gone? Maybe they will adopt, but I would have loved a situation where we would leave a better Nigeria for them. We can beat our chest and say we made Nigeria great, and they can remember us and say, oh, they fought for us. Thank you. But it seems as if, well, there's still hope. I still have hope. And I'm a very strong believer that Nigeria can be better when it gets to, like I said yesterday, in Ekanka, they say that whenever the student is ready, the master appears. So when Nigeria is ready, the needful will be done, and Nigeria will become what we want it to be. It can never be 100%. No country is 100%, but at least we want to see and know and believe whenever there is problem, why there's problem. Because if you tell us there's a problem and we are seeing something else and we do not even believe you because you have become a liar before us, then there's a problem, a big one. Let's hope that Nigeria will get it right. Okay, good morning, VOP. Bishop Hassan Kuka speaks from the two sides of his mouth. This is the same Kuka that said there's no genocide in Nigeria. Now he's lamenting daily killings in Nigeria. May God save us from these so-called men of God and God of men. Stevie Kelu from Maryland wrote this in. Good morning, Mr. Nyamgul. You see, this present government did not have the fear of God in their heart at all, because the fear of God is the beginning of wisdom. But note, let every shepherd have it at the back of their mind, whether they like it or not. They must submit their answer sheet to their creator. The way they have shepherded the common poor Nigerians, because the words of God in the book of Revelation 2:11-14 must surely come to pass in every human being God has created. From Son of Grace. Thank you very much, Son of Grace. And let's take this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello,
good morning to you.
Good morning.
Give us some love this morning. We are so angry, so we can do with some love. You too. Go on.
See, what I want, you have to manage my voice. So hope is louder.
It's loud enough. Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. See, sometimes I keep hearing when people are saying, let us not say it's only Christian, let us not say it's Christian are being killed, let us also say Muslim are being killed. What I want to ask is, concerning all these things we have been hearing, these social churches attacked, social people have been kidnapped from this social church or church burnt down, destroyed. But I've not heard anything like Muslims being destroyed. People entered Muslim and kidnapped 10 people, 5 people, all those kind of. Then don't defend him, because for you defending him, that means you're also killing him too. So that's what I want to say. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you, Vivian Love. Okay, well, just copy what one man did in the north when his son killed a woman with 6 children. Remember that story? And the father came and said his son should be killed. He doesn't care whatever it is. He's a bad person and he should pay the ultimate price. Okay, just be sincere to yourself and to the people that you love and tell them the truth. Okay, let me just take one more message and then we are going to take a break. Hold on to those thoughts that you have, because we will come back at 10:30 to answer all your calls, to pick all your calls and listen to you talk to us and read your messages. So keep the messages coming as we take this break. But the last message I'm going to read before that break is, good morning, Yamgul. It's always sad to remember that Ifunanya, the girl bitten by a snake, died as a result of system failure. It's so unfortunate and shameful that our politicians are always about themselves and how to retain power at all costs while making life so miserable for the masses. I pray that the electoral reform will be passed so that credible Nigerians will be voted into power. Have a blessed day, my good friend Yamgul. From His Royal Highness B.C. Nwoko in Oshodi. Thank you very much, B.C. Nwoko. So let's take that break. We'll be back at 10:30. Don't go away.
Good day, my people. How things they go? God go bless us. Now Kudos Homes Limited carry me come again. Say make I greet everyone where don't buy land for their place. Take and build house. I pray say fire no go burn on a house. Now Kudos Homes Limited Valentine promo be this. I believe say now your time to buy land and build your own house, because everything